Hello wonderful people of the internet, my name is Caroline Kihugu. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In case you're new here, welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you my friend for always coming back and making this channel interactive. Today I would like to talk about some of the things I believe they do not tell us the truth about success. How many times have you heard, I started with 1 crate of tomato and made it big in that industry. I started with 1 chicken and now I'm a millionaire. I started with 1 cow, now I own 100 cows. Like, it's become too common, yet it's not the truth. Somebody has to tell us the real truth. Somebody has to come forth and tell us the real truth, because most of us are starting with that single cow, single chicken, that small piece of land. Many of us are starting with 1 client and do not feel like they are making it, and we are even struggling making ends meet. We are struggling paying the basics and keep beating ourselves so hard, wondering, why am I going wrong? Why am I not making it? And I thought it's time we told each other the truth. Unless you're in the service industry, there is no way you would start with 1 product and make it a billionaire. And even with the service industry, yes, it is true you have to start with that 1 client and keep building, but that 1 single client does not make you a millionaire or billionaire. That 1 single client is just a stepping stone to a bigger milestone. So what is it that they are actually doing to make it bigger? And I think what they forgot to tell us is about the very many sleepless nights, the so much hard work, the sweat, the joy, the doubts. You doubt yourself so many times that, am I doing the right thing? Am I missing a step? Or what am I doing wrongly? And they also forgot to tell us that sometimes you will reach to a point where you feel like, I cannot go past this point. And whenever you get past that point, you are kept wondering, how did I get out of that point? How did I overcome that challenge? Sometimes you will have some blockage with finances. You will fail and fail big and start all over again. You will hate yourself for even starting. You will go nuts. Actually, very many people go nuts trying to make it, trying to figure it out. And I'm just trying to imagine that I am merely making just ends meet, and I am just a small person in business. So I'm trying to understand, how is somebody like Elon Musk's schedule? How is someone like Bernard Arnault's life? He must be so busy trying to figure out. And the only difference between him and I is he's got the money and he's got people helping him. But I do not have the money, I do not have people helping me. So I'm very much involved in the business. And I think something they forgot to tell us is it's hard to make it in any industry without people getting involved. Whether they're involved in day-to-day's activity, whether they're involved in running the business on your behalf, whether they're just a client that brought another client, whether they are just your friends helping you to cope with that hardships, whether they are your family cheering you on. You cannot make it on your own. You cannot. You will need assistance at some point. They forgot to tell us that it is not a one night game. It's not a get rich quick scheme. It is not an overnight success. It's a day by day success. It's something that you will have to work over and over and over and over again until you master it. And even after you master it, you will get to a point where you do not understand or you do not know how to go about that point. because these challenges are very new for every person. These challenges are very new for every era, and you will always have new challenges. Like if you overcome the money problem, then there will be the management problem. There will be a problem just comes in, and it tests your patience. It tests you in general, how you will overcome it. It says a lot actually, how you overcome these challenges. But every challenge is unique. Every challenge is beautiful. It makes you stronger and wiser, and every day makes the milestone beautiful. They forgot to tell us to work on our social capital. Like, your network is your net worth. People are wealth. People brings you wealth. And if you are still doubting it, start selling services or goods. And you do not believe that people are wealth, and see if it works. Let's see if your goods will sell without people getting involved. That could be marketers, could be suppliers, could be customers. Generally, people are wealth. And unless you master this skill, then you will keep falling every time. Unless you master the skill, then you will have a really difficult time. As you go along, you realize that building your social capital helps a lot in the growth of any business. Having new people or even old people, but then having a good relationship with people, you realize that they make you richer. They give you more business, they give you more money. The right company refers you to the right client, to the right clientele. The right company offers you business. The right company offers you knowledge. And with the right knowledge, you become wiser. With the right knowledge, you have your health in check. With the right knowledge, you live better all around. They forgot to tell us about respecting our time. Like, time is money. I know we've heard this over and over and over again. And if you master the discipline of time, then you are one of the richest person in the world. And the problem with me is, I know this, but then sometimes I do not respect time. How weird. Successful or the rich people respect their time. Like, how many times have you arranged a meeting with somebody, but then along the way they are not available, or you always want to meet or hook up with a friend, but then your time schedules just don't match. Maybe you are busy, the other person is free. When you are free, the other person is busy, and they collide until when you both can. And something I came to learn recently is these people really value their free time. Like, they even value that free time for sleep. They value their sleep time. They value their family time. They value their personal time. They just value it too much because they understand time is money. Something else they forgot to tell us is to respect money. Like, especially I remember growing up where we were asked, what would you do if you got a certain amount of money? And we will go saying, I would buy a house, I will buy a car. Like, let's say if I got 1,000,000 shillings today, what would I do? And I go saying, I'll buy a car, I'll buy a house, I'll build a house, I will. All those fantasies. And we do not respect the value of money because, come on, let's be honest, 1,000,000 shillings cannot buy a car and build a house at the same time. The money does not. Something I learned recently is money goes where it is respected. Money goes where it is valued. So unless you understand the logic about money, then there is no way you can respect money enough. Let's be honest. If you can buy a piece of land with a million, then you cannot build the same plot and become a house. Those were just dreams as we were growing up. Those were just childish dreams. But then as an adult, we've got to dream. Again, we've got to dream bigger and better, because we now understand more. We now understand better, and we need to value and respect that money. Something else they forgot to tell us about money and about success is you will have to save and save and save a lot. Like, even when things are not in the right state, even when things are not very good, they always find a way to save. But then the common people, let me classify myself at this point because I'm not rich, but I believe I will be rich. Okay, I am rich, I just don't have the money. I just don't have enough for the things I want to achieve. Does it make sense? So, what was I saying? Oh, about saving. They always find a way to save, even when the things are very difficult, even when times are difficult. But then the common people, the normal people, we do not believe in saving. We believe in saving, but we do not have enough to save. And one thing I learned basically is that it's not that we don't have the money. It's just the fact that we do not respect it enough, or we do not prioritize enough. And we think, so let me pay my bills. So let me pay myself by buying myself a snack, or buying myself a dress and all that. Maybe we didn't figure out that the 1,000 shillings I would send it to buy shares, or maybe save the 100 bob in the money market every month, and maybe after a time I have enough. We do not figure such things out. We do not respect money, and that's why I came to learn that we struggle with money. Something else they didn't tell us about success is at some point you will have to stop working for money. I know. I work for money up to this point, and I didn't understand at what point I need to start having the money work for me and not the vice versa. But then recently I am learning how to start telling my money where to go and how to make me more money. I am learning, and I want to learn with you. Because we are a community, I want us to start building something together. It's okay, maybe we're in a place where we do not have enough to build those houses to give us money in the future. But in as much as we can maybe not afford to buy the house at the moment, we can all invest in money market. We can all buy shares. We can all do something little that will bring us money in the future. It's okay if we cannot build houses. It's okay. But there are so many ways of investing and making something out of it instead of just having our money in the banks. Something else they didn't tell us about success is these people do not put their money in the banks. Instead, they work with the bank's money. And I know where you're going. You know, Carol, I do not have enough to get a loan. And I know I'm there. And if I cannot get money for business in a bank, maybe I can get a loan from Chamas. But then who are we again? We get this money and we do not pay back. Like, come on, guys. We know better. We know that this money will help us grow. So why don't we start paying off debts from this moment? And successful or wealthy people did not tell us that they work with loans instead of putting money in the bank. They know that it is very hard to work without loans. And I know if you're a fan of Jimmy Wajigi, he said that we should not take loans, but come on, unless you're Jimmy Wajigi, most of us need loans. to make it bigger. Most of us need loans to push the brand. Most of us need loans to keep expanding our business. So unless you're Jimmy Wanjigi, and if you're Jimmy Wanjigi, congrats. If you're Jimmy Wanjigi, kudos to you, you already figured out how to do it. But then for the rest of us who are not Jimmy Wanjigi, we know that we will need the bank's money to keep running the business. And maybe at some point, after the business is grown and we've repaid off the debt, then we can successfully or proudly say that I am working, I am a business owner, and I do not have loans. But then, until then, we will need these loans. So work on our credit, work on our saving, work on our investing. Okay, I know I could contradict myself, but with the saving, we need at least enough to take us for a few months in case not money is coming in. Like, we do not have to be in a spot where money is not coming in for like 2 or 3 months, but then we do not have money to buy food or pay rent. I do not want to fall sick, but not have enough to pay for my medical bill. That's why they have insurance. That's why they work out. That's why they eat good. Something else they do not tell us is about discipline. Like discipline of time, discipline of money, personal discipline. And the best thing with me is that I understand what my problem is, and I only lack discipline. I lack consistency. Like, if I mastered the art of discipline and consistency, trust me, by the end of the year I would be a very, very rich person. That is the only thing I need to work on. Consistency, discipline, and I will be good to go. Like, in one way or another, I do agree with Jimmy Wanjigi that you can work without loans and still make it. Because at some point, I remember working without loans. But then, so much discipline was needed. The discipline of money, the discipline of time, personal discipline, being on time whenever I'm needed, respect my job. If I master the discipline then I'll be one of the richest people. Something else they do not tell us about success is you will struggle for too long, you will struggle for some time until it gets to a point where you break even, you break through, or where your breakthrough comes in. And that's why they want us to believe that they started with 1 chicken, yes, but then how did I get to 100 chicken out of 1 chicken? Maybe with the 1 chicken that was laying eggs, I used to maybe sell these eggs. I used to hatch back the eggs, got 2 more chicks. With the 2 chicks, they grew. They became 4, they became 3. Still, they were giving me eggs. I was selling eggs. I was laying them back. You see, the art of discipline and the time. It's not that with the 1 chicken I was just eating. I just ate the eggs. No. Maybe they started with the 1 chicken, yes, but then they understood that these eggs are an asset, not a liability. These eggs are an asset. So I don't need to eat my eggs every day. So what do I do? Sell them, take them to be hatched, and get more chicks. And maybe from 1 now I have 3 or 4. From the 4, the process continued. I have 10. I have 100 now. You see, the process of consistency, the process of discipline, and the process of time. It is true, maybe they started with 1, but then it took time. It took longer time. I had 1 cow, but then what did I do with this cow? I invested a lot in the health of this cow. I knew if I feed the cow with this kind of food, maybe it will produce more milk, which I will sell and get a few coins. And maybe after a year, I have 2, I have 3, and the like. So at some point, you will have to respect the small you're getting and make it bigger. If you had one client, you treat that client with all the respect they need, with all the professionalism they need, and through that one client, you have 2, 3, or 4 clients. And even with 1,000 clients, you respect them with so much respect, like you did with your first client. If nobody told you that, then now you know, respecting the process. And if there's anything YouTube has taught me about patience, consistency, and respect and hard work. Like before kitambo, I thought, you just need to post videos. And with YouTube, what I've learned is consistency. Give yourself a break. Share yourself on. Market your videos. Market your brand. Market your name. And be respectful of people. But then, sometimes you'll have to leave your chills. What do I mean by this? Somebody will feel entitled to your life because they have subscribed, because they are your fan. And at some point, they feel, as it is because of me, this person is there. So, if you're one person who carries chills with them, you'll start falling behind. You will start feeling sick. You will have the stress and all that. But just don't leave chills when it comes to understanding where people come from. Like, you just need to know that I cannot control how people think about me, but I can control how that affects me. If this person is always rude, commenting rude things, then you're always at liberty of blocking them. Yes, they can see your content, but then they cannot comment. And the same happens to business and anything that is bringing you money. So respect your brand, respect your job, whether small or big. You know, most of us think, see, I'm just selling mitumba clothes, so I have to cheat my way through. How can you make it to a bigger business? How can you start making your own clothes if you cannot respect other people's clothes enough? There is no way. So respect whatever it is you have, and small by small we will grow together. I hope this makes sense. And I know most of you, or some of you, think all this business, all these successful and rich people have connection. Well, if they all have connection, what about the first person who started and made it big? You have to remember that in as much as you have so many people and you feel like your connection is so big, yes, these people might help you, but then they will not give you the money. They will just show you the way, but then you will have to do the working yourself. I hope this makes sense. If you have something to comment below or add, kindly do so. Till next time, bye.